I was never a pimp, and
Okay.
it's a big misconception. Everybody think that I was pimp. No, I wasn't a pimp. I was around the lifestyle because my uncles, they were players. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I got introduced to that lifestyle at around, 16, 17 years old when my uncle came down the street, riding in at the time it was a Hummers, H2s. He had the big
Yeah.
30 in the back, 30-inch rims. He had the two-door Benz. He had the four-door Benz. He had a woman sitting next to him, three women in the back.
Yeah.
And it just changed my paradigm and blew my mind. I said, I'm getting turned on to this shit. But I never jumped into the game per se, but I was around the game. I lived a polygamous lifestyle for over a decade out in Vegas.
Oh,
So
dope.
I had 4, 5, 6 women, every year for about 10 years. And, each year it would be a different set of 5, 6 different women. Most dudes, they'll have what, 4 or 5 relationships their whole life?
Yeah.
Serious
Facts.
relationships. I
Facts.
done had that times 10. So I got a unique perspective. And a lot of dudes, they be like women. They be like, oh, you hate women? I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I love my mom. I love my auntie. I love my grandma. But check this out. I just understand what a woman is. I don't put her on this undeserved pedestal just because she got a wet spot between her legs. You
Facts.
understand what I'm saying? I'm stripping a woman down. When I look at a woman, I'm stripping her down from that makeup, that BBL, the silicone she got, and I'm looking at her for what she is. And when you strip her down like that, who she is becomes very important. How she treats you, how she talks to you, her number, how attractive she is. Like if somebody say she a 10, her attractive number to me is based on what she does for me, how she treats me. So I'm just, that's how I'm kicking it. That's how I'm coming. I'm trying to get this game of self-love. It's always about the woman. The woman's the prize. Happy wife, happy life. Happy king are not a goddamn thing. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to put the power back into the man. It's called the great female con, right? Women and society have tricked men into believing that they are more valuable than the man, when if you just look at stats and facts, the man is almost always more valuable. You can always find,
Okay.
real quick,
Okay. Go
you
ahead.
can always find a bad woman. You say a bad
Of
bitch,
course. Yeah.
right?
Of course.
You can find that anywhere. You can't find too many Flaccos. You can't find too many Goldies.
course.
But the woman would have you believe that she is more valuable than her. But what's valuable is what's rare. You're rare. I'm rare. They're a dime a dozen.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and break this down a little bit. He said a lot of different things, man. He talked about empowering men, helping men understand their value. He talked about how he don't focus on the outer, like to focus more on the inside. A woman's mind, like who she is outside of that beauty and BBLs. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it. He also discussed how certain men are rare. I can relate to that. I think I'm a rare individual, man. Every relationship I've been in, I've told them like, there ain't too many people out here like me, and I stand on it. It is what it is. Some of the other things he talked about too was, I forgot. Let's go ahead and open it up. Start with you, Trev.
Yeah, man. So I can tell you from the experience, it's hard to be around a P without picking up some of that ism, and you could just hear it in some of the lingo that he was talking, like that breaking her down, or stripping her down, however how he said it, like that right there. And I'm not going front. He made a lot of valid points. Like you absolutely shouldn't pedestalize women because once you do that, they don't respect you. Women are going to want somebody who they can look up to, right? Who they can respect and admire and learn from. So putting up a woman on the pedestal is definitely going to be detrimental to the relationship. You got to establish that off rip. So I get that part of it, but it's a fine line, right? Because you got to understand women's needs as well, right? Women are sensitive, and you kind of have to cater to that as well, just for it to be functional. Now that doesn't mean kissing ass and none of that, but just understanding their perspective and just behaving like you do understand it, right? Because you got to realize that women are emotional. You can't expect them to react to things like we would, right? You can't expect them to always be as rational or as logical as we are. It's just about understanding them. So there's certain things that you just have to understand about a woman in order for it to be a relationship that's going to withstand the test of time. But I don't, it's I don't like it because of where it comes from, and I've seen that world, right? I grew up with and witnessed a lot of that, so I saw the dark side of that, and what ends up happening to women as a result of that, and in his personal life. But I do believe that we have to understand that as men, that if you feel like you are rare and you know you put in that work, then yeah, you should be treated as such, right? At the end of the day, um, depending on what religion, but you might feel like a woman is there to be your well, help me, right? So if you understand that, then you know, look, this is the way the situation is going to be. So I do believe that you have to establish the terms as a man. You expect the woman to follow you. It is a balance, though. So at the same, it's not at the expense of her happiness. Your best bet is to find women who are already in that mode to where they feel like they want to serve you. Once they see what type of man that you are, they should want to serve you. They should want to make your life easier. And at the same time, you're going to end up making their lives easier, right? So you just have to understand that a lot of mistakes that men make today is just chasing after women who aren't necessarily interested in them, and or thinking that you could buy a woman into loving you, right? And just doing too much. You can't do that, because that's going to make a woman disrespect you, and that's where a lot of these relationships are failing. Once a woman is into you and she respects you, then that's the woman you need to be around. It should never be a situation where you feel like you have to chase one. Once you understand what type of man you are, you get with a woman who also understands what type of man you are. Leave it there for now.
All right. Go ahead, Shan. Switching it up a little bit, man.
No, that's fine. You know, I can go whenever. There's no such thing as a high value woman. I hear people talk about it all the time. People try to attribute that whole high value man thing to women. You know, the whole term high value man was created in the 80s when me, JR, Hink, and Kenny used to watch a TV show called Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. That's where it originated from. Y'all remember that TV show? And, you know, people say, well, you know, I want to redefine what high value is. And you don't redefine high value. Well, it's not really a subjective definition. It's an objective one. And it's listed as to what it means. And, you know, for those that did rock with Kevin Samuels when he was here, he kind of, as he say, he put it in a framework, you guys. And for Kevin, he said, for a high value man, there's 6 things that you needed to accomplish. You know, one was money, where you had to earn at least $10,000 a month. One was how long you earn that money, which was the length, you know, which is a minimum 3 to 5 years. You had to have a group acceptance. You know, that means that that brother is known by other high value men. That man has to have a network of people. You know, you can't be a lone wolf out there considering yourself a high value man. You know, you have to have a network of other high value men that you rock with. And then people need to verify it. That's the 5th one. Visibility. You can't be a dope boy. You know, you can't put, you know, I run a couple trap houses on your LinkedIn profile.
What?
And then, of course, you have to be useful. You know, a high value man has utility, where he's relied upon by other brothers in the group. Now, remember, value is something that is considered respect to worth, you know, and excellence and usefulness and importance, and it's measured by the marketplace. So what happens is a lot of people, women particularly, say, I'm valuable. I know my worth. I know, you know, I know what I deserve. And to be honest with you, men are shopping. Men are the buyers, and we pay what we think it's worth. It's no different than anything else. Oh, why do you always compare women to cars? Well, you know, I like cars, you know, and I'm going to pay for a particular vehicle what I think it's worth. The car it could be pretty on the outside, brand new, fresh paint and everything. But if the engine is raggedy, it's not going to be worth what I'd like to pay. I don't care what the owner wants to charge for it.
I don't care.
You're only going to get the money that the marketplace deems that particular item is worth. You can have a good running engine and the outside look a mess. Don't nobody want the car. You can have a good looking paint job, a good looking engine, but if the frame is broken, if it has thousands and thousands of miles on that transmission, nobody wants to pay for that. So the marketplace actually determines the value of a particular thing. Okay. Now, understand something, and this is what I'm try to explain to people.
So how do you define a bad woman?
Say it again. Oh,
No,
that was
an accident.
That was a soundbite. The soundbite didn't come through. Listen, a woman's purpose is her man. Period. Stop. That's the sentence. Her purpose is her man. Now, women can have goals. I tell the people all the time, you can have goals, but goals is not the same as purpose. Goals is a point at which one person wishes to achieve a certain thing. Goals is more linear. You know, I want to get my degree. You know, I want to become I want to become an attorney. I want to become a nurse. It's a straight line, but purpose is the reason somebody aims to achieve that goal. So the value of a woman, if her purpose is her man, her value is tethered to the man in which she was chosen by. She's tethered to her children, and she's tethered to the man that she's married to. Now, some people say, well, you know, all women can be valuable. Well, it depends on the man that picked her. It depends on the man that she's connected to. So women are instead quality and in demand. Women are in demand. And so what the brother was saying was, listen, if you got somebody, and I think I talked to you guys about this in the back chat. If you are in a situation or in a relationship with somebody and you can do things that your woman can't, if there's certain things in your household, in your covering, in your enterprise that you can do that she can't do, but there's not much that she can do that you can't, don't talk to me about who's valuable or who's not. Don't talk to me about who's the prize. Don't talk to me about who's more important in whatnot. There's an order of things. And so I just want to be clear, if a woman's purpose on this planet is to bear fruit and to create children, and her purpose is to be of value to her man, his helpmate, you know, his rib, as they biblically say, then he is the valuable one because he's the one that's providing and protecting and problem solving and procreating with her and doing all those things out in the world to protect that family. And she is connected to a man who has that value that everybody is trying to achieve. Now, what kind of woman is she? Well, hopefully she's an amazing ass woman. Hopefully the quality of this woman is so mind blowing. Hopefully the things that she's doing for him is so great that he would never want her to be with anybody else. But her value is going to be connected directly to him. And if she doesn't have any connections outside of him, I'm with the brother in the video. I think I'm with Trev. So just want to land it right there. And I can explain what, you know, the things that makes a woman high demand, but I don't think that's the question.
All right, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video.
I'm rare.
So how do you define a bad woman?
How I define a bad woman is number one, how much she likes me, right? Okay. That's the most important thing, because depending on how much she likes you depends on everything else being easier. How much she likes me, how useful she is to me, her utility. She can't just be dead weight and look pretty. You know, how cooperative she is, how much of a pleasing personality she has. And then after that comes looks, because looks fade, looks come and go. How could you put so much weight on something that is transitory, that's destined to go away? A woman's beauty is going to fade. And once that fades, what's left standing? The character, how she acts, how she treats you, all of these things. So what's bad to me is how you treat me. If you treat me well, you attend to me.
All right. A little bit more of that video. I'm gonna go to you, Sweeney.
Come back to me, JR.
All right, I'll come back to you. Go ahead, Brother Hink.
Look here, man. I don't know about all that goddamn pimp talk. I'm good old country boy. Fuck, I mean, you know, some people think we snickle slick already because we from the country, so we think we use our little country accents to talk slick to them anyway. But some of the things he was saying is on point. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, that she, you know, it's not always about the exterior. Her looks, you know, is a mind right, an attitude right. You know, she could be a 10 with that. You know, saying she could be a step above a lot of other women because of what she presents and what she brings as far as her mental. You know what I'm saying? A level of peace. You can't put a price tag on a man's peace. And if she brings that, you know, you probably can measure her as a 10, like you said. Beauty gonna fade eventually. It's over a period of time. But if she has some other attributes that a man is looking for, you can will and deal. You know, you can make some exceptions on the look category. So I'm gonna leave it there.
So you don't think a woman can be beautiful forever? Possibility?
No. Well,
No.
if she go up under the knife, you know, she go up under the knife, I'm sure she got a chance. But the odds she getting in her late 60s and 70s, yeah, gravity gonna get a hold of that ass, JR, and it's over.
All right, go ahead, KP.
Well, young brothers, his speech, his mannerism, his body language is that of a pimp. And it's foolish if you ask a dude that adheres to that lifestyle if he's a pimp. You ever knew a pimp that admitted he was a pimp? No. I think the things that he speaks, in part, they're valid. I like his swagger, though. A woman can always see if you're a weak man or a strong man by how you carry yourself. What they say, communication is 90% body language, 10% what you say. They love confident men. They love cocky men. The majority of them say, some would say, no, that's not my type, but they end up with the girl. Hence, bad guys get all the girls and, you know, those little tropes. As for women, value, high maintenance, you know, I kind of lean to what Shannon says. If you're a confident man and you stand on your square, a woman could never run circles around you. You control the room. You can line up in certain places that Trevor's been, JR, maybe Darwin and Shannon being out there in TV land out there. Beautiful women are a dime a dozen. You understand? As for a woman, when you get past her aesthetics and look at the woman inside, that's truly what's valuable. So I could dig what he's saying, that once you find something like that, you keep that treasure. You got so many fine girls that can't spin a pot or turn a dumpling. Want to offer you a hot, burnt up Frank. What's that? That one that was with Rick Ross made him that them nasty oodles of noodles. Thought she was bringing him like a 5-star gourmet meal. How dare you?
That's Christina.
Yeah, she get like 4 more lashes for that. Men are the prize. Courting, wooing, those are the little things. So when you say you do chase women, in part you do. Because if something piques your interest, you're not going to try to let it get away and let the next man get it. So I believe you do a little bit of high stepping and shooting through that A-gap pimp for that woman that you want. That comes with, it's par for the course. But don't be no dumb diddly dumb giving more than you getting back. That's the rule. And if you got people around you like friends or, you know, cohorts that allow that to happen to you, they ain't really friends. You just there for, to be the Joker. I land with that.